I've got some great news for all of you. Today, you're going to find out the hottest sports cards of the week using our Sports Cards Pro data tracking tool on the Sports Cards Pro website. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to jump onto said website. We're going to go into the tools feature. We're going to go into sales volume data. Now, I should mention, this is a premium feature. For just $6 a month, you get access to this and many other premium features on the Sports Cards Pro website. That being said, just for tuning in today, you get access to this absolutely for free. Let's go. We're going to go into basketball to start. We are going to go into a guy that I kind of like, I'm not going to lie to you, and that is Chet Holmgren. 23 of his 2022 Panini Prism. There you go. Got it that time. His Panini Prism rookie have sold over the course of the last 7 days. This card was as high as $80 back in August. It has come down significantly heading into the season, which you don't see very often, actually. And it has bumped up just a little bit in October to about $47.07. PSA 10 copies will run you about $375. 9.5s are about $152 and 9s are $96. OKC looks pretty good. They've got a young core. I think they got like 19 picks in the next 4 or 5 years. So they are definitely doing some things over there that could result in a lot of those cards, a lot of players on that team's card prices going up. So definitely something to look out for. This is not buying or selling advice. I'm just trying to give you as much information as humanly possible using what we know. We're going to go into baseball. World Series just kicked off. The Texas Rangers are playing the Arizona Diamondbacks, and why not feature someone that's going to be front and center of all of it, and that is Corbin Carroll. 7-day volume is his right there. 2023 Topps Chrome Refractor. 54 have sold, $14 on average for the ungraded price of this card. Started about $11 back in August when this card debuted. Came down to about $9.75. It is up to $14. PSA 10 copies will run you about $127. 9.5s are about $50. 9s are $28.75. You see, even here with the refractor and a 9 grade, it looks like even then, it's still not a positive value translation in terms of getting this card graded. So unless you gem a lot of cards these days, it is very hard to get your money back. That being said, if you just like the card, you just want to get it slabbed, go for it. You know, we talk about this on a weekly basis. Is it worth it to grade certain cards? And I say generally that, like, if the cost to grade plus the ungraded cost of this card is not significantly more expensive, then it's probably not worth it. Now, if you pack pull this card, you know, you put $15 into grading, I guess you're netting about 12 or $13. It really depends on what you're looking for, but you could just get $15 off the bat if you were to sell this thing raw. So I don't know why you'd wait the 3 months or however long it takes to get something graded these days. Again, just going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you based on what I see, based on what I see in the market. We're going to football, and it is without a doubt time for Brock Purdy to take a back seat. And this is after last week I talked about actually getting a Brock Purdy myself. Probably the worst time for me to acquire one. The San Francisco 49ers have just lost 2 in a row. He's gone down with a concussion. I anticipate, and it's already happening actually, last week you saw a lot of volume on Brock Purdy, like a lot, and you're seeing significantly less this week. You are, however, seeing a Justin Fields fire burst out of 2021 Panini Phoenix. 242 of these cards have sold, which is an astronomical number, truthfully. Also, look at this fall from grace. May, these cards were about $14 a piece, and it's not even like they just came out either. I mean, this card's been on an absolute roller coaster, and it is down to about 100. It's down to about $1.65 from that $14 just like 3 months prior. PSA 10s are going to cost you $26.75. 9.5s are $26. You don't see that small discrepancy usually, so that's pretty cool. And then a 9 will net you about $17 or cost you about $17 depending on what you're doing with it. I don't know if there's renewed interest in Justin Fields. I mean, obviously there is if there's 242 of those being sold. So definitely something to monitor moving forward. Hockey's up next, and we got Matthew Knies. Woo! Toronto boy, Matthew Knies. 57 of these cards have sold in the last 7 days. This is a card out of a brand new product, 2023 Upper Deck Series 1. I don't know how, but a PSA 10 copy is sold already. These came out literally this week. So I have no idea who graded this and how, but 9.5s are $149.74. 9s are $78.50, 56 cents actually. Ungraded copies, $44.07. See, this is kind of what you like to see, though. You see this $44, $78. If you can get a bulk grade here, so even if you pay the 15 or 16 or 17 or 18 bucks or whatever your group submitter or you pay, I mean, you're still netting like $15, $20. In terms of a percentage, that's not bad. So if you are just looking to buy and sell stuff in order to accumulate a little bit more capital to eventually buy what you're looking for, like you want percentage increases that are sustainable, I guess, right? So, I mean, something like this looks pretty good. Now, that being said, if you get an 8, you've lost money. Not to mention the more and more of these come onto the market, unless there's enough demand to meet those new supply, you're going to see the card come down. So that's one thing I will warn against. If you're grading and you're hoping something comes back 3 months later, there could be a ton of these circulating. So next category is racing. We got Mercedes. This is the F1 Sapphire Chartreuse. 8 of them have sold. AMG Petronas. Pretty cool looking card. Not sure why 8 of them have sold, but someone's really into them, or some people are really into them. This card was about $35 a few months back. It is down to about $31.38 in the month of October. PSA 10 copies will run you about $156.52. 9.5s, $121.11. 9s, $66.03. Again, you see that correlation, right? $31 if you get it, if you pay that bulk price, 18 bucks, let's say. What is that all in? 50 bucks, $66. That's not bad. Now, that being said, in general, Topps Chrome products, especially when it comes to F1, the quality control has not been great. So don't just buy this card anticipating for that nice little percentage increase. Really, really, really know what you're looking for in terms of surface and edges, corners, and centering. Okay. Next, soccer. Wow. We got Erling Haaland's 2019 Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League. 7 of them have sold an average of $82. This is, by all accounts, his rookie card. There was no RC logos back in the day on 2019 Topps Chrome UEFA Champions League base products. It was on Sapphire. Look at the cost of this card back in the day, $585, and it has come down considerably despite this man continuing to accrue accolades. So it just does not stop coming down. $82 is what it will cost you right now. $251 for PSA 10. 9.5s, $229. 9s, 93 bucks. 8s, 89. So as you can see here, if you grade it at 9, it's really not worth it. One thing I want to draw your attention to here is the pop report. This is visible on some of the cards and honestly very useful. As you can see here, there are 1,217 PSA 10 copies. There are 1,136 PSA 9s. And then you have 111 8s. So what I like to do is use this information to judge, especially if I'm buying raw cards, roughly what this card grades out at. If you see like a majority 9s or majority 8s, then you want to really be picky on what you're grading and what you're buying if the sole purpose is grading. Also, if you're just buying this card as is, so as a PSA 10, you kind of want to know how many of them are out there, right? 1,217. Are you comfortable with that number? Do you think there's going to be 1,217 people that are willing to pay $250 for this card? All questions that you should be asking while buying and selling, people. Next up, we've got our UFC feature. We've got, is that Ilya Topuria? If I butchered that, please just call me out. Call me out in the comment section. 3 of them have sold in the last 7 days. This is the red disco, $40.26. This looks like it's rookie. This card was selling for about 60 bucks back in September. Came down to about $29. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's down to about 40 bucks. So come up a little bit, come up a lot, come up a lot, down. So I anticipate that this is probably because he lost. I'm not sure. I actually don't know for sure. So let me know in the comment section why you think this card crept up and then came down a little bit. PSA 10 copies, $129.45. 9s, $112.42. Sorry, 9.5 rather, and 9s are 41 bucks. So again, we see that trend. If you grade, it comes back a 9. It's not really worth it financially. Final category on our list, we've got wrestling. We've got Bray Wyatt's Impact card out of 2023 Panini Revolution WWE, a very cool card, especially as we approach Halloween. Looking spooky. This card has a volume of, looks like 4. Not a lot of volume on this. I mean, we know that the niche products don't have a ton of volume, but that's okay. It's still interesting to look at. This card was selling for about $3.23 last month. It's down to about $2.26. PSA 10 copies, $40.12. 9 5s, $26, 68 cents, $13.53 for a 9. 8s, you are SOL. You paid way more money than that. So what did we learn today? We learned that if you want to grade a card, make sure you know what you're looking for and have a pretty strong idea that it's going to gem if you want a positive return. Another thing we learned, pop reports, why they matter. You know, you want to make sure that are there enough people to meet that demand one day? It's hard, you don't have a crystal ball, but it's something to consider and look at. Team, what we're going to be doing is jumping into some whacks, though. So we're going to go into baseball, especially because it's baseball playoffs, World Series to be exact. We're going to go into hobby box prices over here. So baseball wax, hobby box, first edition 2023 tops, about $306 a box. We've got Series 1 2023 tops, $71 a box. This is really cool if you hold baseball wax. 1987 tops, $51. That'd be a fun rip. Let's see some other cool stuff on this list. 2001 tops, $199.99. I think this is Ichiro and Miguel Cabrera, if I'm not mistaken. 1990 baseball, so some junk wax on here as well, $22.24 if you're just looking up. 2005, $165.90 for a Series 2 hobby box. Team, we try to cover as much as humanly possible. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the hottest sports cards of the week. As always, do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, share this with a friend. If you're not already subscribed, I don't understand. You want to hit that notification bell. We release one of these videos every single week. You can learn something new from exactly where you're sitting right now, or standing or walking, whatever the heck you're doing. I hope you enjoyed. Have yourself a wonderful rest of the day. Coach Co and Sports Cards Pro are out of here. Peace.